Today we're going to figure out if you are incompetent. All right, not really. We're not actually trying to figure out if you're incompetent, but, well, we kind of are. Just don't take it too seriously. You guys have heard of the 4 stages of competence, right? So the first stage, we have unconscious incompetence. Second stage, we have conscious incompetence. Third one, we have conscious competence. Last one, we have unconscious competence. And so what I did, I think that this can be translated into many different aspects of life, especially when it comes to fitness, health, and wellness. So what I did was I applied this to nutrition. I posted this on my Instagram a while ago, but I wanted to make a video to kind of explain in further detail. The purpose of this video, I really want you guys to kind of get a feel for where you're at and what you might need to do in order to further progress or change that status. So if you guys would like to follow along, you just go ahead and go to my Instagram, scroll down until you see this picture. I'll also put it up in the video so you can follow along with me. So we have our 4 stages of nutrition competence with the little emojis down there. So at the very bottom of what looks like this staircase, we have unconscious incompetence. So what I wrote down there was having little to no knowledge on the basics of food. This person just eats and has never thought twice about what they are eating or how much they are eating. So this is basically your typical American who is just grazing, going by, grabbing food, eating it when they're hungry, which by the way is fine if you're hungry, eat, and not worrying about what's in it, just making sure that they're satisfying their hunger or their cravings, and that's as complicated or that's as deep as it gets when it comes to their thought about what they're putting in their body. So that's unconscious incompetence. There are also times where I catch myself in this. Although I'm a fitness professional and a certified nutrition specialist, I still catch myself in this situation. I've lived this life day to day, but it happens to the best of us. So just remember that. You're not going to permanently be in one of those stages. One of the purposes of this video is to help you guys recognize where you're at and kind of give you a mindset to think about in the future. That way you can kind of catch yourself when you're falling back into these stages. So that first one, unconscious incompetence, you're just not thinking about what you're eating. You're just kind of going for it and not worrying about what you're putting into your body. So things you might want to consider there to get to conscious incompetence is first recognizing, okay, yeah, that's what I do. I'm a grazer. I just kind of eat food as I please. I don't think about what I'm putting in my body. That's it. That's first step. Then we go to number 2, where we have conscious incompetence. This individual recognizes and understands that he or she doesn't know anything about the food that he or she puts in their body. So number 1 to number 2 isn't a big change. It's just admitting, hey, I have no freaking idea what's going on. I'm just putting food in my body, and that's that, which is good. Just get to that stage, and from there it's a lot easier. Just be aware. So that's the takeaway for getting to number 2 as far as conscious incompetence, understanding that you have no idea what's going on. Just be aware of that. Easy. Then we go to number 3. This one's a little bit lengthier. Conscious competence. So this is the person who is now making changes, moved from number 2. So at 2 they understand that there's something going on. They've got some sort of issue. They go to number 3 and they're making changes with that. So deciding to make a change and learn about food and nutrition. This individual would begin learning about macro and micronutrients as well as reading food labels and tracking their daily food intake. So first at number 2, you're aware. Now at number 3, we're making changes. One of those biggest changes is just looking at food labels. Look at food labels and understand what is in the food that you're eating. If you don't understand a word on there, look it up. Understand what that means. Understand what the definition is. Understand what that means once you put it into your body. What does it mean for your health? What does it mean for your digestive system? What does it mean for your brain function? What does it mean for your performance? So on and so forth. What does it mean for your body composition? All of that. So just kind of think about those things. Once you get a little further, you might start tracking your macronutrients in order to reach certain goals. So you might understand, hey, I'm under eating or I'm severely overeating. I need to take my calories and macronutrients down to X amount. I'm going to track my food on MyFitnessPal and I'm going to make some changes there. Also, when you do track food, that gives you an opportunity to see what's on food labels, because you have to take the time every time you eat something to look on that food, track it, and it gives you a second to kind of see what's in there before you hit that check mark and put it into your daily diary. So you do have an opportunity to kind of kill two birds with one stone there. Then once you get that part down, we get to number 4. And this is where you're in a stage where you're not even thinking about it. This is usually, for me, this happens when I am in the middle of reaching some sort of goal. When I'm in the process, when I'm in the zone and I'm hitting some sort of goal, I'm tracking my macronutrients. I'm being very aware of my veggie and fruit intake, my micronutrients, how I feel, but I'm not thinking about it really too much. It's kind of just automatic. After I eat, I'm automatically thinking about how I feel. Before I eat, I enter my macronutrients into my fitness pal, make sure it lines up with my goals. Not even thinking about it. It's just an automatic response. So number 4, unconscious competence. Making healthy and balanced food choices without thinking about it. This individual has tracked, measured, and looked at labels for a while. He or she can now eat intuitively in eyeball proportions and macros without having to measure everything. So in that number 3 process, there's a lot of measuring, figuring out what's in your food, the amounts. Oh, I didn't realize that a handful was actually a half a cup instead of a third of a cup. You know, there are examples like that. Now, number 4, you can kind of eyeball your food and get at least relatively close to the actual amount. You're not precise because you're not competing on stage, but we're at this point in your nutrition journey where you're not even thinking about, or you're not going back to track everything. You're just kind of going with the flow. It's almost like number 1, but the only difference between number 1 and number 4 is that you're making healthy food decisions. So number 4, you're not thinking about anything, and number 1, you're not thinking about anything. But number 1, you're not thinking about anything, and that's causing you to just graze and eat crap in this whole time. But numbers 1 through 3 help you develop that process to get to number 4, where you're not thinking about anything. And while you're not thinking about it and just going through the routine, you happen to be eating a lot of greens, a lot of things that used to have faces. So a lot of lean meats, greens and faces, remember that. And you're dialed in as far as your macronutrient intake goes. You're really hitting that consistently every single day. You're intuitively fasting whenever you feel like you need it. You're in the zone when it comes to your nutrition. So that's that 4th stage, that unconscious competence, where you're just not thinking about it, but you're completely locked and dialed in. So this is something I want you guys to think about. Really think about where you're at on this staircase and where you want to be. And if you're confused on what exactly the next step looks like, obviously, you can email me, send me an email at adam@poehlmannfitness.com, reach out to me on social media, comment on this YouTube video, whatever it might be, shoot me a message and I'd love to help you guys out. Other than that, hope you enjoyed the video, really hope you got something out of this today. And I'm gonna be doing more videos like this where I take my Instagram posts, put them up there for you guys, that way you can follow along in further detail. Go ahead and feel free to follow me on social media, Poehlmann Fitness on Facebook. That's just Facebook/Poehlmann Fitness. Adam_Poehlmann Fit for the personal /Poehlmann Fitness Instagram page, and then PoehlmannFitness.com for awesome articles, blogs, coaching, anything like that. Also, please subscribe to this YouTube channel. It just takes one click. You'll be notified every single time I upload a new video, which will be fantastic for you guys because you won't need to miss out on anything. It'll be great. You can just get informed every single time new awesome information comes out. That might have been a little arrogant. Whatever. It's information that I believe will help you, and I'm going to put it out there if I feel like it will, so there's not much to complain about with that. So go ahead and subscribe if you like to get notified whenever I put new videos up. Other than that, thanks so much for being here, guys, and we'll see you in the next video.